Sometimes you come across a passage in scripture that just stops you in your tracks. It's so profound, maybe even a little unsettling. We're about to look at one of those today. It's from the book of Romans, and it lays out this incredible irony that, well, it gets right to the very heart of the gospel. So here it is, Romans chapter 9, verses 30 and 31. The Apostle Paul just drops this paradox on us, and it's so sharp, it almost feels unfair. He sets up two groups of people, right? And their outcomes are the complete opposite of what you'd expect. And you can see it right here, this shocking reversal. Think about it. On one side, you've got the Gentiles. They weren't even looking for righteousness. And yet, they attained it. It was given to them. But then you have Israel, who pursued it with everything they had, with such intensity, and they missed it completely. So, the question just hangs in the air, doesn't it? How? How could this possibly be? How can the people who were given the law, the prophets, the people closest to God's revelation, how could they miss him when he was right in front of them? Okay, to get to the bottom of this, we have to completely rethink what the goal even is. You see, righteousness, it's not some possession you chase down or a prize you earn. It's a gift to be received. It's kind of like, imagine trying to earn the love of a parent, a love that's already being offered freely. All that frantic striving, it actually becomes the very thing that stops you from just opening your hands and receiving. And that really gets to the core of it, doesn't it? We have to understand where things went so wrong. Because it wasn't a lack of effort, no way. It was something deeper, a fundamental misplacement of trust. You see, Israel's mistake wasn't rejecting the law. Oh no, it was the opposite. They absolutized it. They took this beautiful, holy witness to God and turned it into a machine for achievement, a system for controlling their standing with God. It became a signpost that pointed right back at themselves and their own efforts, instead of pointing forward to the Messiah. And that is such a profound danger in religion, isn't it? Not open rebellion, but a subtly misplaced trust. And placing their trust in the wrong thing, in their own ability to keep the law, well, it led them directly to what Scripture calls a stumbling stone. It was this huge obstacle that was just an offense to every bit of their human effort. So what was it? What was this giant stumbling block? It wasn't what you'd think. It wasn't some great immorality or a failure to obey the rules. So what did they stumble over? They stumbled over Christ himself, the very fulfillment of everything the law was pointing to. That became their point of failure. And here's why. Think about it. A crucified Messiah who offers grace freely is a total offense to any system that depends on human achievement. Grace, you see, it just short-circuits the whole thing. It can't be bargained for, it doesn't ask for your credentials, it completely removes our control, and it absolutely disarms human pride. Grace doesn't come to flatter us, it comes to save us. So this brings us to what faith really is. And it's so much more than just, a mental agreement. It's not a weak belief. It's something far more powerful. It's a complete and total surrender. Paul's language here in Romans chapter 10, verse 3, man, it is just surgically precise. He says, they did not submit. That one word reframes everything. It tells us that unbelief isn't just ignorance. It's an active resistance. It's a refusal to yield. So what does this submission, this surrender actually look like? Well, it means letting go of everything, and I mean everything you use to justify yourself. It means surrendering your moral leverage, all the good deeds you hold up as proof. It means surrendering your religious resume, that whole list of accomplishments that makes you feel worthy. It means completely letting go of your claim to be good enough on your own terms. And it's this act of surrender that leads us to the climax of the whole argument, where the true purpose of the law is finally and just brilliantly revealed. Right here, Romans chapter 10, verse 4, we get this incredible statement. For Christ is the telos of the law. And that Greek word right there, telos, that changes everything. So what does telos mean? It's the end goal, the fulfillment, the ultimate purpose, the entire reason something exists in the first place. You see, the law was never meant to be some finish line that we had to cross through our own effort. No. It was a signpost, always pointing ahead, designed from the very beginning to lead us to its one true purpose, Christ. And that changes everything. Righteousness gets completely redefined. It's no longer about what you achieve. It's not something you have to maintain through your own power.
It is who you are in Him. To accept Christ means to let go of every single system that keeps you at the center of your own universe.
So when you get to the end of it all, this passage isn't really asking us to debate whether God is fair. It's asking a much, much more personal question. It's asking us, are we willing to be saved? Not as religious high achievers, not as insiders with a special claim, but as people who are finally willing to stop running, stop striving, and just fall into His mercy. Because in the end, this sacred paradox leaves absolutely no room for our pride, only for faith. And faith, as Paul insists, faith is enough, because Christ is enough.